Hello, friends. Hello, pirate crew. We are here with the first update for the WONDERTHON Tell All Math Vlog. I probably will do an intro after the fact explaining that this is a math vlog, not a reading vlog. If you're curious about what I'm reading during WONDERTHON, my jokes vlogs will be coming out after this one probably. So stay subscribed to my channel to see what I was reading during this time. But this is the Tell All Math vlog. So I have a confession to make. My confession, forgive me, is that it is Sunday. It is Sunday morning at 8:45 a.m. And the readathon started like 38 hours and 45 minutes ago. Maybe even more. That was quick math in my head. Yeah, 38 hours and 45 minutes ago, and I have not updated you at all, and I am sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just going to catch you up now, and then we're going to do a better job updating moving forward. Because we do have our first battles today, which we will get into. But initially, like in terms of beginning strategy going in, the first thing I'll say actually is that I have been in the team chats a lot less this year. In previous years, I try to read every single message in every single team chat, and it just like is so not good for my mental health. So this year I have the team chats. I have the team chats muted, and I'm not in any of the threads. And I'll go in there and look when I'm bored or anxious, but I am not like reading every single message. So I have a little bit less of an idea of what's going on in terms of like the vibe in the chats. But I believe that probably at least one captain of each team is doing a vlog, I would guess. So definitely watch those if you want like really the inside scoop on each individual team. But I'm here for like overall what's going on in the scope of the readathon. Anyway, before the readathon started, I asked each captain to let me know what their beginning intro strategy was. And they were almost all the same. Everyone wants to go for a feast. Everyone was like, we have to have a 300 level feast, hopefully 350 level feast. Some of the teams were more gung-ho on the 350 feast than others. But, and some teams had like categories they wanted to go in focusing on. Team Kid actually did a survey. Bailey and Adriana put together a Google form that was like a survey for their team members to see where people are planning on focusing, what types of strategy elements are most important. So it had you like rank, I looked at it, you had to like say what categories you were most and least prepared for, and then it had a bunch of strategy elements like keeping the 300 level feast, keeping categories even, that kind of thing, and you ranked how important they were to you. And so I thought that was like a good way to start off. And everybody ranked that the 300 level feast was really important. And so when Kid right out the gate did not have a 300 level feast, Bailey was like, no. And she was texting me like, why do people keep submitting sharp bucks? But now they do have their feast. At this point, everybody is feasting at a 300 level, and everybody except Kid is feasting at a 350 level. Blackbeard is at 350.8 for their feast, so they do have that information for battles today. But who knows how long it'll last because they're really close to the cutoff. The highest feast value is Bellamy. They're at 377. So yeah, that's strategies going in. I know like Kid, because of their strategy survey, was trying to focus on the categories, like trying to push the categories they were feeling least prepared for to start. But everyone's just trying to like go and see what happens. I haven't heard anything about alliances yet. I feel like people are scared of alliances this year, but we'll see what shakes out the rest of the readathon. If we have a readathon without alliances, that is fine with me. But we'll see if I think things will come up. In terms of point values, I'm going to look at the graph while I tell you, and I'm going to scoot over so I can put the graph as of right now on the screen so you can see what I'm looking at. This graph, I have it updating automatically this year, which is really fun for me. So every submission, this graph updates. So you can see like there's a lot of like flat stretches, and that's because one team, like every time the form is submitted, the submission form is submitted, it records every team's score, and then it puts those into a graph. So like you can see at the top there, Kid is flat for a while. Kid has a lot of flat stretches because they have fewer team members. So like other teams are submitting stuff and they're not submitting stuff because they submit less often because there's fewer people, but each submission counts for more because there are fewer people, and that's how averages work. You can see that Kid has been an early leader, but they also have the lowest ghost percentage, which I'll get to in a sec, as of right now. Kid has been an early leader, but we also there's a stretch where Roberts is in the lead. There's a stretch where Blackbeard is in the lead. Bellamy has been struggling a little bit, and I actually am worried because in this section right here, that's when the points update was. And you can see that, and as you may remember, Bellamy was second in the points update. And that's actually not, like, that was just a blip of Bellamy being in second. And so I'm worried that in battles, people are going to go after Bellamy because they think they're, like, still high up, but, like, not going after first place, like a little bit of a safer target. But now they're in last. So I'm a little worried for Bellamy that they're going to be pummeled in battles today. Though we'll see, and I'll keep you updated. But yeah, this is what it's been looking like. I've been watching this line graph like it's TV, and it has really been, like, the early stages of the readathon, so much can change because people are submitting their first books, and, like, just points are so close together. Things haven't, like, opened out yet, so it's so easy for the leaderboard to change with just one or two submissions. But yeah, Kid's an early leader. Every team has a battle today. I'm going to come back to the middle and talk about the battles. Oh, I was going to talk about ghost percentage. As of right now, the highest ghost percentage is Bellamy and the lowest is Kid, with Roberts and Blackbeard in the middle. Roberts at this moment has 25 ghosts, so they have 50% active players and 50% ghosts at this point, but it's so early. Like, these will change so much. Just because, like, more Kid members submitted a book right out the gate doesn't mean that, like, they're gonna have the lowest ghost percentage at the end. It's all, like, it all can change. Anyway, every team has a battle today. There's gonna be battles every single day. Probably every team's gonna have a battle every day or something. I don't know. Seems it's gonna be crazy. But for a second there, like, I was dipping in and out of the team chats, and at first it looked like everyone was going to go against Bellamy and gambling. Like, I was seeing that as an option for everybody, and they would all win because Bellamy has the lowest gambling score by a margin. But I hope that doesn't happen because they are currently in last. So we'll see. I think not everybody will go for Bellamy and the gambling, but I think at least one team will. We'll see. Okay, I'm back 20 minutes later. Excuse the sound of the washer in the background. I probably should have said that in the last clip. It's okay. You don't care. The sailing boards, change on a random schedule. So this was actually Martine's idea, to have the schedule of the sailing boards be random. And so what I did was I randomly generated a number for how many times throughout the readathon it's going to change. And I didn't do, like, I put it in, like, a reasonable boundary. Like, I think I did, like, 3 times to, like, 10 times or something like that. And it came out as 6. So the sailing board is changing 6 times throughout the readathon, which means there's 7 total sailing boards because there's the original and then the 6 new ones. And then I went on random.org, my best friend, and I found a random date generator. So I generated 6 random dates during the readathon. And then for each date, I generated a random time. So they can't change, it only changes once, can't change more than once in a calendar day for EST, but they can change more than once every 24 hours. And basically, like, I saw and I just went with it. And those were the I randomly generated and I went with it. So the sailing board changed within the first 24 hours of the readathon, and then it changes again like a little more than 24 hours after that, and then it's like stable for a couple days. But I feel like I'm really keeping people on their toes with the like the generator chose violence, honestly. So yeah, and then it changes again on the very last day with like just a couple hours remaining, which I think is kind of fun. But yeah, Blackbeard will get that schedule when they hit their first wonder, but I also am glad that it's changing probably at least twice before they hit their first wonder, because they have to have a little bit of panic too, you know? If the other teams are panicking, they have to be panicking too. The other thing we have going on later today, is mercenary challenges are starting. So everyone's going to have a mercenary challenge to start off with, or an opportunity for a mercenary challenge. I came up with 30 challenges, and then I randomized the order that they come up for each team. So each team is going to start with a different 4 options, and then every time they do one, they get a new option. So they always have 4 options. It's going to go through the list. We won't get to all 30. Like, we won't see all 30, but I couldn't choose. So I randomized the list. Across the 4 teams, they will at least see most of them, hopefully. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'll update you after battles. Oh my God, Bellamy submitted. Bellamy is doing kid in looting, and they're gonna lose. What kind of victory is it gonna be? I'm gonna see right now. Yeah, I'm happy with the damage scale this year. It was an idea from the feedback form. I think it's very funny. And I think frying pan and can opener are good ones to start with also. I think those are funny ones. Coming right out the gate, knocking with a frying pan, I can use a tangled gif. I'm excited about that. So yeah, that's exciting. We just have one more team needs to submit. Kid needs to submit, and I think they're basically decided. Okay, hi. More of an update in a minute, and I'll set up my actual thing, so I don't have to hold it. But I am laughing because Mercenary Challenges just dropped. Bellamy has officially started theirs. They're doing the poll pick one, which no one else knows what it is because everybody gets different challenges. They had to do a poll of 3 books, one of which they have already read, one of which they want to read soon, and one of which they do not want to read. And if the one that they have already read wins, they don't have to read it again. It's basically just like they have a chance of picking the people picking something that they don't want to read, but they also have a chance of not having to read anything. And they were like, in their strategizing chat, they were like, we should put the ones we've already read, have it be a really long book so everyone will pick that. And then I see in the kid strategy chat, kid is like, let's pick the long one on everything. So we'll see how this goes. I think it's very funny. Okay, hello, good morning. It is 6:24 on Wednesday morning. I have to leave for work in about 15 minutes because doesn't matter. Yeah, I feel like I've been a bad vlogger this time around. I feel like I've been a bad vlogger the last couple times, but I'm gonna do my best to catch you up. I want to talk about, well, first thing, couple quick updates. Roberts got their wonder overnight for me. So I need to announce that in the Discord in a sec. Once I finish this, I will announce that in the Discord and then go to work. We are also almost at 1,000 books submitted. We're at 946. So like as a whole collective. So that's really exciting. We've had so many battles. The battles they are a coming. They just keep coming. We're going to have, I think every team is going to have one battle today. So, could be worse, has been worse. But every team is going to have a battle today. We'll see how points shake out after battles today because, at the points update last night, I said that the standings changed in 15 minutes between the time that I did the mystery stat poll and the time that I actually did the points update, and that was true. Roberts has been solidly in the lead for the past couple days, and Bellamy has been solidly in fourth for the past couple days. Though I say solidly, it's still only a less than 5-point margin. Like, it's not huge. But Kid and Blackbeard have been flip-flopping in the middle there. So when I did the mystery stat poll and I looked at the scoreboard, Kid was in second. And then by the time I actually announced the standings, Blackbeard was in second. But the points currently stand Roberts at 42.9, Blackbeard at 40.8, Kid at 39.2, and Bellamy at 34.5. So it's still anyone's game. I also think that I know Kid is planning to go after Roberts today in gambling. That plan might change, but they are going to win that by 10 points. Oh, also, you know this by now probably, but it goes, of the implements we've had so far, teaspoon's the smallest, obviously, then can opener, frying pan, coffee grinder, salad spinner. There's been so much speculation, and some teams have numbers for this because you get certain information when you win and when you lose. But there's been so much speculation, especially in the teams that don't have the numbers to back up the size of the implements, about whether between those three, frying pan, coffee grinder, salad spinner, what's the biggest. I don't have a salad spinner, to be fair. I do have a coffee grinder, but my coffee grinder is above average size. And then I guess with frying pan, I was thinking it's flat. It's kind of compact, sort of. There was speculation about what size my personal coffee grinder is, because a couple weeks ago in a group chat somewhere, Ruby was saying, I need to buy a new coffee grinder. And I was like, this is the one I have. And I sent a picture, and it's a really nice one. I got it for Christmas last year from my wife. And it's a really nice coffee grinder, and my coffee actually just finished making, so that's exciting, and I have to head to work in a minute. But is there anything else I'm going to tell you? I do want to give a ghost update. Actually, ghost numbers are continuing to go down. Bellamy still has the highest ghost count, followed by Blackbeard, then Roberts, and then Kid has the lowest ghost percentage. Not count, percentage of team, but they're all in the 20-ish% range now. Bellamy's at 27% ghosts, and Kid is at 20.8% ghosts. So, we'll see how battles go today. And I'll try to update you not too far away from now. Okay, hello, good morning. We're doing another first thing in the morning check-in update. Okay, what happened yesterday? Battle time for me was crazy. Hunter ended up resolving battles because I was very occupied. But he did a great job, so I appreciate that. I think basically everybody's been winning their battles. At least the last 2 days, everybody has won their battles, which is good, I guess, but also a little bit boring for me personally. Let's start with scores. As of now, we are still in the order of Roberts, Blackbeard, Kid, Bellamy. And things are actually opening out a little bit. Blackbeard and Kid are still pretty close, but Bellamy is getting a little further behind, and Roberts is definitely getting further ahead. And I actually went ahead and calculated the median number of books submitted by active players. And Roberts does have the highest at 7. The lowest is actually Blackbeard at 5. Bellamy has 5.5 and Kid has 6, and that's the median. And so that sort of follows because Blackbeard does have a lower ghost percentage, and also Blackbeard's high end, like of the top 5 submitters overall on the team, on every team, 3 of them are from Blackbeard. So like the high end is really high for Blackbeard. It's just that like they also have quite a few on the low end. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at with that, with scores. There was our first alliance conversation yesterday. It didn't really go anywhere, but I will tell you what happened regardless. So there were battles, right? Like, and Kid ended up knowing, because you can find information from battles, Kid ended up knowing both Bellamy and Roberts's looting scores because of where they were hit. Kid realized that Bellamy could have beaten Roberts in looting, and Roberts is the first place team. And so Kid was like, well, we want them to know that so that they go after Roberts and not us, which actually today Roberts has really boosted looting, and today Bellamy would not win that fight, so we'll see. But Kid was like, we want Bellamy to know that, and also we're curious, since Bellamy's the last place team, how many Mercenary Challenge slots have Bellamy been offered? So Bailey went to the captain and first mate of Bellamy and said, we will tell you Roberts' looting score at time of battle, and if you tell us how many mercenary slots you've had. And Cheyenne immediately was like, no way. No way. I don't think she even brought it to her team because she was like, this is objectively a bad deal. Because, well, according to her, from her perspective. So subjectively a bad deal. Because Bellamy's thinking was that like, or Cheyenne's thinking was that we already know, like they already basically knew that Roberts's looting score was very similar to theirs. Like Bellamy's was a little higher, but they knew they were within a couple points of each other because of the calculations they did and the fact that like just the size of the victories, they knew they were really close. And they thought that, like, I know Bailey was thinking, oh, I'm just curious, like, how frequently mercenary slots are being offered. Whereas Cheyenne was like, they want to know how many coins we have so that they can figure out what we're trying to buy. So that was funny. But then Bellamy came with a counter offer of like, well, what we actually want to know is your gambling score. And Bailey was like, no way. And there was a little bit more back and forth, but there was no deal. Yeah, so Bellamy said, we want your gambling score. Kid said, no way, I'm not telling you my gambling score. And Bellamy said, what if we promise not to attack you there? And Bailey was like, I don't trust you. Well, Bailey has trust issues for alliances because of what happened last year, which I totally get. But she was like, we're only interested in like an information sharing alliance at this time. So that happened. For those of you who weren't aware, that happened yesterday, but there was no deal. Another thing that's making Roberts further ahead, they have had so many battles. They've had more battles than any other team. And they've won, like, I think every single battle they've battled. So they have a much higher prize damage score than the other teams. They're at 7.2 total prize, and the next team is at 3.5 prize. So that's definitely boosting them. That's where we're at. We're at 1,211 books submitted overall, total. And we'll have more battles today. Points update tonight. I hope the standings change before the points update. We'll see. It's still early days. We'll see. Oh, also, I have not submitted a single book. I keep saying I'm working on books for Team Redacted, and I am working on books for Team Redacted, and Team Redacted is Bellamy right now. I have not been reading. But Hunter, my trusty parrot, has read like 5 books. 6. Hunter has submitted 6 books for Team Bellamy. I think they've all been for Team Bellamy. So, at least he's helping. Okay, hello. Who is having a good time? Because I'm having a good time currently at this moment. I have a couple things I need to update you on. Because there's been some chaos today that I am just popcorn, you know? It's a good time. Okay. 3 things, I think. Number 1, Roberts is still solidly in first, and they have decided, since they're in first and they don't think they're going to get mercenary challenges, they have decided they really want the permanent 300 level feast, and in order to do that they need 60 coins. They have 10. They can get 50 from the treasure chest, which is at 15 wonder points, which is a lot. So they have decided they are going to tank their feast, read lots of really, really short books, and get that wonder count up as fast as possible. Just slam short things so that they can get their 3rd wonder and buy the permanent feast and then go back to normal. And people are noticing that their wonder points are going up, so that's fun. Oh my gosh, okay, this is so funny. I'm gonna jump to thing number 2 because I'm watching the chat right now and I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so mercenary challenge wise, we've had a couple other, I don't even know when I last updated you. I gave another one to Bellamy just now, and they have started the anti-Rex challenge, which is where they have to ask people on other teams in general chat for a book they didn't like, book the other person on the other team didn't like, and then they have to read it. But I told them they could be sneaky about it. So they're just sketchily fishing for anti-Rex. And at first they were just sort of talking to each other, Bellamy members were all in general talking to each other. But a Roberts member just dropped a rec in, an anti-rec in, so that's funny. And I'm just clicking around the chats, is anyone noticing? Is anyone suspicious? And I think they probably will be, but we'll see. So that was the other thing that's happening right now that I'm very excited about. This isn't going exactly the way I wanted it to. The other thing is that there's so much, I just love the suspicion. I just love when people are suspicious of each other. Kid thinks that Bellamy and Roberts have an alliance because they haven't attacked each other at all. And I think it's just a little bit coincidence, a little bit Roberts is in first and doesn't want to go after the 4th place team. Bellamy's in 4th and doesn't think they can beat Roberts, which is in most categories true, if not all categories right now. So they don't have anything going on. If they did, I would have told you. Lovely vlog. That's just suspicion. But Bellamy was saying that they're interested in an alliance with Blackbeard because they want to know sailing board changes. They want to get sailing board changes in exchange for not attacking, which I think there's no way Blackbeard goes for. But I'm interested to see if they actually reach out. They haven't yet, but yeah, I'm curious if that actually comes to pass, what'll happen. I don't think Blackbeard will go for it, like I said, but we'll see. So yeah, that's what's going on. I'm locked into this general chat conversation. I'm very excited about it. This is all my diabolical plans of mind manipulation working. So, very exciting. Okay, updates. It is Friday at 5:30. I'm on sprints right now with Ruby, Cheyenne, and Mani, and there's a bunch of friends in the chat as well. Scores as of right now are Roberts at 82, Blackbeard at 74, Kid at 64, and Bellamy at 58. But there are a couple things I want to talk about. But one thing is that I just calculated, because what the next mystery stat I'm going to offer, the new mystery stat that I'm going to offer next time we have one, is points gained since the last update. Not including battles, just like pure points gained. And since the update last night, Blackbeard has earned 7 points, 7.2. Bellamy's earned 6.7. Roberts has earned 5.1, and Kid has earned 3.8. So like, I just feel like that's interesting. It shows that like the points are all still relatively close. There's totally time for any team to win this because it's a marathon, not a sprint. And also it shows that like, even though Roberts is in the lead still, their lead is potentially shrinking. They did win big in battles today. I was actually, during battle discussion time, I was like, there always is a time where I'm like, I just want to vote in this poll. I just want to vote in this poll so bad. And this time, it was Bellamy's poll. They almost went Roberts and looting, and they could have won. And I really hope they do tomorrow, because, like, oh my gosh, I really just want people to be hitting Roberts, because they're going to get a ton of points out of it. Again, I'm not rooting against Roberts because it's not personal. I'm rooting against them because they're in first. And I just want shakeups. I say this every year. I'm just rooting for shakeups. Yeah, that's that. Roberts is still on their picture book game. They did earn their ship wonder. But they are aiming for the treasure chest. They're at almost 14 wonder points as of right now. And their feast, let me tell you what their feast tanked to. Their feast is now at 180. But I think I said in the last clip that their goal is to get their treasure chest and then buy the permanent feast. And I think that's a decent strategy, actually. I don't think that this picture book thing is sustainable. I think like once they hit their 15, the reading's going to slow down. Like the number of books coming in is going to slow down. Because even though they don't have to worry about their feast count, I think they're still going to be, like, I think they're going to go back to reading slightly longer books. But yeah, that's where Roberts is at. Bellamy did successfully get their anti-rex after, like, oh my gosh, that was hard. I was expecting, like, I didn't think that Bellamy could pull it. I didn't think that anyone could pull it off without people noticing, knowing what's up, or, like, getting suspicious. But I thought that the other teams would be quicker to jump on recommending bad books. Like, or not just bad books, but like books that are bad for a readathon, like really slow, really long books. And that's kind of not what happened. I was expecting like the teams to be like, what is the worst book we can recommend them? Because clearly they have to read it. But that's not how it went. They just struggled to get their recommendations. No one wanted to give them an answer. But they did eventually. They only needed 3. And they got their 3, and they're working on completing that right now. Yeah, it's moving. It is moving quickly, briskly. Bellamy, when they finish their anti-rex, I know they want to steal a player. I don't know who they want to steal, but that'll be exciting to see how that helps them or hurts them. It's not going to hurt them. See how that helps them. But they were worried about, like, what if we pick someone in Roberts who, like, is reading a lot of books, but only really, really, really short books, and they ruin our feast, all that. Feast numbers, the only team with the mega feast, the 350 feast, is Blackbeard right now. Their feast is 357. Bellamy's at 325, Kidd's at 319, and then, like I said, Roberts is at 180. I truly still believe it's anyone's game at this point, especially seeing like the numbers of how much people are gaining. And how much, I mean, people are just reading an incredible amount. We're past 2,000 books as a large whole group, which is really exciting. And I just hope people make the right decisions in battles. That's all I gotta say. And also, like, as we get more mercenary challenges, I think as the lower down teams get more advantages, like, that's exciting too. And has the potential to really shake up the game, which was the purpose of me including them. So, yeah, that's how it's going. That's how it's going. Okay, here's me giggling again because, more about the Bellamy anti-Rex challenge, which I think I told you, that they got all their Rex. They only needed 3, and they got 3 Rex, and they're reading them, and they're almost done. Sorry about this angle and me holding my phone like this. I am lazy. But they decided that since it was such like a drama in general chat of them asking for Rex and not getting them, they would continue to ask for Rex and make everybody think that they're stuck on that challenge when they actually are fine. And now Blackbeard is having this whole discussion about like, should we ally with Bellamy and give them Rex in exchange for something? And it's like, I hope they do. I hope they reach out. I think that would be so funny because Bellamy doesn't even need them. They're just messing with you. Speaking of just messing with you, some members of Roberts decided to do a fake wrong chat message, like throw something in general and then delete it. And they did about like stealing a player when they spent their coins on the permanent feast. They had already done that. Or they were like very much planning to do that. And now they've done it because they did get their wonder and they immediately bought the permanent feast. But yeah, some members of Roberts threw something in Gen chat about stealing a Blackbeard member and then deleted it. And I think Blackbeard picked up on, like, there were people who were like, yeah, that wasn't real. But I also think there were people who thought it was real. So the mind games that occur in this readathon are really something. I'm doing this weird angle because I wanted Pumpkin to get in on the action, but I'm scared he's going to run away. Well, you can look at Pumpkin while I talk to you because he's much cuter than me. We are currently, when was the last time I even updated? I have no idea. It's Saturday at 5:30-ish p.m. I feel like maybe no, I talked to you earlier. It's been a whirlwind of a day. The first thing I want to say is that Bellamy is within a point of overtaking Kidd. So that's very exciting for me, who wants the leaderboard to shake up specifically before the points update tonight. I would like it to look different. The points are still relatively close. Roberts is at 94, Blackbeard 85, Kidd 81, Bellamy 80. So like it's still within reach. And I feel like what's really like dominating the game this year is battles. Like they're happening super frequently, but also like I feel like the point differences, the point values for each team are all within a range that like if everybody, and this is what I was rooting for to happen this morning, and I was like, oh, and then it kind of did, but not totally. I feel like if everybody goes for Roberts and wins battles, because everybody has categories where they can beat Roberts. So if everybody does that, then like Roberts gets hit and everybody goes up, and we could have a shakeup. But people are scared. And I get it. They don't have the information I have. But yeah. Team Blackbeard decided they wanted to reach out to Bellamy in like alliance talk, saying like, we'll give you the anti-Rex you need. Blackbeard, of course, doesn't know that Bellamy doesn't need the anti-Rex. So Blackbeard's like, we'll give you the anti-Rex in exchange for you not attacking us. That was the initial offer. And Blackbeard was like in that thing. They were like, we're doing them a favor, right? Bellamy didn't see it that way. And of course, with the information that each team has, like I totally see it both ways. But like they don't have the information that the other team has. So each team was like, this is a terrible deal. Why would I do this? Bellamy was like, okay, we don't need the Anti-Rex. They didn't say that. But Cheyenne counteroffered that they wanted to see a sailing board or 2 sailing boards, and in exchange for not attacking. And Blackbeard is like, no way. And they went back and forth a little bit with like better deals that no one actually thought was a better deal, I feel like. And then Blackbeard was like, no way, you're not offering enough for us to consider it. But that's the second failed alliance talk we've had. We have had no successful alliance talks, though there's been lots of rumors of alliances. Everyone thinks that someone else is in an alliance, and really no one is. So, isn't that right, Pumpkin? No one's in an alliance. Can I zoom in on him? That's zooming in on me. We don't want that. There he is. Sorry for my leg. There he is. He's sleepy. And, oh, he's no longer sleepy. He's excited for Bellamy to maybe overtake Kid with their next couple submissions. We'll see. I'm really hoping that the points update tonight is in a different order than it has been the last couple. So, also, I'm going to maybe submit a book today. Who knows? We'll see. Okay, we're going to do a really quick scores update before battles, and then I will give you another scores update after battles and tell you everything that's been going on, because it's been a couple days. It is now Monday, June 22nd, right before battle resolution time, so 9:56 for me. And our scores are as follows. We have Roberts in first place with 122, Kid in second place with 105.9, Blackbeard in third place with 104.3, and Bellamy in fourth place with 100.8. Now, last points update, which was just a couple days ago, Kid was in last, and now they're in second. I really think that this is one of the closest rounds we've had. Like, I know Blackbeard's pretty far ahead, but I mean, I know Roberts is pretty far ahead right now, but they're still within reach. Like, a win against Roberts right now earns a team 6 points. So 6.1 points. And there's going to be some wins against Roberts today. So it's truly anyone's game, and I love it. Hello, it is now Tuesday, the 23rd. At about 3 o'clock, we just started sprints. I feel like I need to double check I'm muted. Oh my gosh. Yes, I am muted. We're all good. I'm muted. My camera's off. No one's going to know the secrets. Okay, so the first purchase that was made was Bellamy. Well, I already told you that Roberts bought the permanent feast because they crammed to get their treasure chest. They bought the permanent feast. I think I already told you that. Permanent 300 level feast. But the first of the purchases I need to tell you about today was Bellamy reached 40 coins. And from Mercenary Challenges, they don't have their treasure chest yet. And they decided to steal a player from another team. And they stole Jananitor, who is on Blackbeard. And I know Jananitor's name is Rose and not Jen. I'm going to call her Jen. I always call her Jen. And I apologize, Rose, that I'm calling you by something that's not your name. We're going to talk about you. So I hope you're watching. So Bellamy stole Jen from Blackbeard. And the way stealing a player works is that basically you count towards both teams. So each of Jen's books counts towards Blackbeard and also towards Bellamy. But because Bellamy is smaller, each of Jen's books has a larger impact on Bellamy than on Blackbeard points-wise. So that's like an interesting wrinkle. Now, here's the thing. Very shortly after Bellamy stole Jen, Blackbeard, Jen was like, I've been stolen. Jen knows. Jen fully knows. that she's been stolen. Sorry about the cat noises and also the washing machine noises. We're just forging ahead. So I think I mentioned that a couple days prior to this, or even just I don't know, Wonderthon time is not time, but at some point prior to Bellamy stealing Jen, Roberts someone on Roberts put something in the chat about which member of Blackbeard should we steal. And this was like 100% a ruse. They were not planning on stealing a Blackbeard member. However, this, of course, put Blackbeard on edge. And Blackbeard contains Matherin the Great. And Matherin, her name is Catherine95, put together a spreadsheet that basically when you submit a book, you can check on this spreadsheet to see if you have been stolen by another team, by seeing how much the Wonder jumps by and like what's going on there. Blackbeard also has a super feast, a feast at a greater than 350 level. They're the only team that has maintained that, and so they have even more information about the other teams. So like when Jen submitted a book and both the Wonder points and that team, Bellamy's second whatever score jumped, she knew she was stolen. She tested it multiple times. She was like, oh no, I've been stolen. So there was not much time at all where Jen had been stolen and didn't know it. So now we're in this situation where Jen is like, well, what do I do? Do I keep reading? Do I not keep reading? And the decision was that Jen should tank Bellamy's feast. And it has been working. Bellamy is like, oh no, why is our feast gone? And it's because Jen is cramming short books to tank Bellamy's feast. I think it's all very funny and very devious, but that's what's going on there with Bellamy and Blackbeard. And Bellamy does not know that Jen knows, that Blackbeard knows that Jen has been stolen. To be fair, Cheyenne, the captain of Team Bellamy, was on Martine's team last year on Dover, and they had the same situation going on where they were testing to see if players had been stolen. So like Cheyenne knows that that team specifically, Blackbeard specifically, has the capability to check, but they don't know Jen knows. So that's very funny to me, and I am enjoying the machinations there. The other purchase that has been made, and this was made last night, was that Kid reached 40 coins because they were in last place for a minute too. And they decided to buy a random category advantage. There was much debate and much discussion about what the best thing to buy was, and they voted and they decided to buy a random category advantage for 40 coins. And the category advantage that I spun a wheel, and the one they got was looting. So they now have the looting advantage where the corner spaces are triple points instead of double. It's interesting though, because I don't think that's what they wanted. Honestly, from the random, I think they wanted sailing, but looting is Kids, not their worst score. Sailing is their worst score, but it's their second worst score, and they are the lowest team in looting. They're the last place team in looting. I think it would really shake it up if like Kid could actually really grow their looting. I think that would be a surprise to everybody. So I think that's fun and interesting as a mechanism. But yeah, I need to go back to the sprints tab and make sure I'm still looking at my mic being muted. I'm just so scared. Yeah, so that happened. Kid has the looting advantage now. Blackbeard has a number of coins too. They're thinking about buying battles at the end of the readathon, like buying a bunch of battles on the last day to try to farm points from Roberts. The risk there is that they don't necessarily know they're going to win those battles, but they have, because like I said, they have Super Feast. They have a lot of information about the other teams, and they have a lot of math spreadsheet wizards on their team that like they are going into battles pretty well informed. Here's what I think could happen. I think Roberts could totally win. They've been consistently ahead. If they continue to be ahead, and other teams can't past them with whatever advantages they get, Roberts is going to win. I think that's a pretty likely outcome. Also possible, if Blackbeard gets their treasure chest, and by the end of the readathon, which is not guaranteed, they might not get there, but if they do, and they buy 7 battles, I don't remember how much battles cost, but if they buy a bunch of battles and they successfully beat Roberts in each of those battles, I think Blackbeard could win. I think if Kid uses looting really effectively, they're in second place right now. I think if they use looting really effectively and get their points up there, it is possible for them to win. They also, do they have any coins left? They don't have any coins left as of right now, and they are in second, so I don't know if they're going to get that many more. But if they get their treasure chest, they could do something with those coins as well. I think Bellamy has, because their looting is so much higher than the other categories, let me give you data on that. Their looting is at 180 and their next highest is at 91. So their looting is way higher than the other categories. If they save some coins and at the end of the readathon double their highest category in the averaging, right now, if they were to just do that once, if they were to just buy that once, they would be up to 144, which would be solidly second place. And they could even, if they have enough coins, again, pending getting their treasure chest, they could even do that twice and get even more points out of that. And also, I think, like, with potentially battles knocking Roberts down, because I don't think people are going to stop going against Roberts in battles anytime soon, they could win. So basically, long story short, I think it's anyone's game. You, of course, know the outcome at this point, but at this point, I think it's anyone's game, which I just love. That's like what my aim is, what my goal is here. And generally, morale has been pretty high, which is good. I'm not in all the chats 100% of the time, but what I've seen, people seem to be having fun, so I appreciate that. And I feel like it's gone very well so far, so yay. Okay, hello, good morning. It is Monday, so the readathon is over, but my work is not done. It's Monday, the 29th at 8:24 a.m. So we have not had final battles yet, but reading stopped at 6 p.m. yesterday. I still don't know who's gonna win. I have a prediction, but I'm not sure because points are so close. Current scores are Roberts at 290.6, Bellamy at 283.0, Kid at 280.7, and Blackbeard at 278.2. So all of the points, all of the scores right now are within like 12 or 13 points of each other, which is crazy close. Like, it's really, really close. And with the coins and everything this year and like final battles, there's so much that could change. And also ghost removal. Bellamy has the highest ghost percentage, and they have this whole time. So I've been sort of keeping that in the back of my mind. But yeah, a lot could happen today, and I'm gonna bring you along with me the whole time. Roberts used 10 of their coins. They ended up with 20 coins. They spent 60 on the permanent feast pretty early on, like halfway through, and they have 20 coins now from the mercenary challenges they got on the last couple days. They spent 10 of them on a shield yesterday, and that shielded them, or halved the damage of 6 fridges, so probably a pretty good choice. Today they are doing a sword, so they will be dealing heavier damage on their 4 battles today. They've naturally got 4 battles. So that's crazy in itself. There's going to be so many battles this morning. So that's where Roberts is at. Bellamy is planning on, they have 2 battles that they naturally earned. And then they are planning on doubling their highest category 3 times because they currently have 90 coins. I think this is a really good choice for them because they have one category that's way higher than all the others. Like, that just makes a lot of sense. It doesn't make as much sense for some of the other teams where their categories are more even. Kid is still kind of deciding, sort of last minute. Like they were decided, and then they're maybe changing their mind what they're doing with their coins. They have, at this moment, they have 70 coins, but they have 3 natural battles, and then I think they're in between, like, doubling their highest category once, buying a couple battles, swords, shields, immunity idols. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do, but I'm going to update you. And then Blackbeard is planning on immunity idling, navigating. They got a sword, so they're going to deal heavier damage on all their attacks. And they have 3 natural battles, and they bought 6 battles because they have saved all their coins. They currently have, well, I actually just already took them away, but they had 120 coins because they've already spent them. They have 120 coins because they saved them. So they got 77 mercenary challenges, 50 from the treasure chest. And they saved all their coins, and now they're buying 6 battles and also an immunity idol and a sword. So they're going to have 9 battles today. So yeah, the itinerary for today, it's 8:29 now. At 9, I will close the submission form. So that'll be it for submissions. I will announce that we have, 20 battles, something like that. Then at 10, I will resolve all the battles. After that, we'll do our doubling highest category and remove ghosts. And then I just have a lot of prep work to do for the live show tonight. But it's all very exciting. My prediction at this point for who's going to win is Bellamy. I haven't crunched the numbers, but I think, I haven't crunched the numbers recently. I did it a while ago, but I think with their doubling highest category and the fact that they have the most ghosts, the highest ghost percentage, I think they're going to come out on top, but it could be Blackbeard. We'll see. I don't. Very exciting. It's close, though. It is close, no matter what. Okay, folks, we are 10 minutes away from final battles. I have everything prepped. I gave the captains a 9:45 deadline for submission because I had so much to prep, but some of them were early. So our 18 battles for today are prepped, ready to go. Swords and shields are being used. You know how, an hour ago, but a minute ago for you, I said I thought Bellamy was going to win? I'm not so sure anymore. I think it's going to be really freaking close because Roberts has decided Bellamy is a threat, and they're right. I don't really know what that's based on, but I don't know if it's based on actual accurate information and the actual reason they're a threat, but they have decided they're a threat, and so Roberts is doing all 4 of their battles against Bellamy, and they have a sword, and Bellamy does not have a shield. So Bellamy's gonna get hurt today. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Blackbeard's actually coming out really unscathed from these battles. They only have 1 battle against them. It's a looting battle from Kid. And Kid does have a sword, but with Blackbeard declaring 9 battles, sorry, I just kicked you. Blackbeard declaring 9 battles, I feel like that could give them the win, but we'll see. We shall see. Very exciting. Well, my camera's shaking and I'm so sorry. I am exhausted personally, but the scores are finalized, so I'm going to tell you about what happened. Yeah, wow. Those battles were a lot, and Bellamy got pummeled. Yeah. I was thinking yesterday, I didn't say this because I didn't update yesterday, but I was thinking to myself yesterday, I feel like it's between Bellamy and Blackbeard, and it depends on what Roberts does. Roberts is deciding this game, but I didn't feel like they necessarily were going to win at that point. That's kind of where we're at, and that is exactly what happened. Roberts attacking Bellamy 4 times made it such that Bellamy couldn't win, or didn't win. You guys know what happened, so I don't feel like I don't have to do like a dramatic reveal. But basically, right after battles, here were the scores. Blackbeard was at 399. Kid was at 317. Roberts was at 310. And Bellamy was at 248. So that's right after all the battles. Now, then, right after the battles, Bellamy doubled their looting score, their highest score, 3 times. That's what they spent all their coins on, except for the 40 they spent to steal Jen in the early on. And Kid did that once. So Kid doubled their highest score, which was also looting, 1 time. So after that, Blackbeard was still at 399. Kid was at 344. Bellamy was at 337. And Roberts was at 310. So Blackbeard and Roberts didn't move, obviously. Kid moved into 2nd place and Bellamy moved into 3rd. Then I removed ghosts. And I have known this whole time that Bellamy has had the most ghosts. They had a significantly higher ghost percentage than any of the other teams. But it wasn't quite enough to pull out the win, unfortunately. So final scores after ghost removal are Blackbeard at 432.79. Bellamy at 422.04, Kid at 386.88, and Roberts at 352.58. And those are our final scores. So Blackbeard has come out victorious. I'm proud of them. They played a really, really strategic game. Ultimately, like, this game is not who reads the most. Like, not who reads the most sheer number of books. It's not who reads the most sheer number of pages. It is a strategy game. It is who earns the most points and who uses the strategy elements to their advantage the most. And I do, like, alongside the reading, of course. The reading is important too. But ultimately, it's a strategy game. And Blackbeard played a really, really good game. And so did Bellamy, so did every single team. Roberts had a huge swing at the beginning of like getting their wonder super fast and buying the permanent feast, which I do think really helped them. Their feast score at the end is 184. Whereas Blackbeard kept the super feast almost the entire time. Their ending feast score is 354. And then Bellamy and Kids are between 300 and 350 for feast scores. But yeah. It was a crazy close game. If you look at the points graph, which I'll put on the screen now, but it's also like, I've shown it to you at this point. You can see that between battles, the slope, like the rate of increase of points is really steady throughout the 4 teams. So no team, while yes, Roberts was reading more books, no team was necessarily reading more points than any other team throughout the whole thing. The rate of point earning was pretty steady across the 4 teams, which is why I kept saying it was such a close game. Battles were a huge element this year, obviously, and then the coins as well really came into play at the end there. So, wow. I might do a final wrap up of the vlog. I have to intro this vlog still. Oh my gosh, I have to intro this vlog still because I just jumped right in at the beginning of the readathon. So I'll probably do an intro and an outro maybe tomorrow when I edit this. But love you all. You're great. I have to now spend the rest of today prepping the slideshow because until this moment I did not know who was going to win, so I couldn't really prep anything in advance. And yeah. See you in the outro.